she carried a secret that had followed her for more than 20 years. It was not the kind of secret that destroys lives or breaks families. It was a quiet one, a small one, the kind of secret that hides in a corner of the mind and waits for moments of vulnerability to whisper, "You messed up. You never fixed it. You should be ashamed." When she was 12 years old, she had checked out a handful of library books for a school project. She remembered walking home with them tucked under her arm like treasure, but the excitement faded quickly. Life grew busy. The books were misplaced somewhere between her bedroom and the back seat of her mother's car. She was too embarrassed to tell anyone, too afraid to face the librarian, so she simply stopped going. Weeks turned into months. Months turned into years. Eventually, she told herself she would sort it out someday. She would go back. She would explain. But the older she got, the heavier the embarrassment became. Every year added another layer until the mistake felt enormous. She avoided libraries for 2 decades. She pretended it was by choice. She said she preferred buying books. She said she liked reading at home. But every time she walked past a library building, she felt a tug in her stomach. A small ache that reminded her of the overdue books and the child she once was. She carried guilt for so long that it began to feel like part of her identity. Then one afternoon, everything changed. Her daughter came home with a bright smile and eyes full of excitement. She had just learned that she could get her first library card. She asked her mother to go with her. Her voice was full of hope. She could not bring herself to say no, even though a familiar fear rose quietly in her chest. The next day, they walked through the library doors together. The building smelled like old stories and warm wood. Sunlight streamed in through tall windows, casting soft light across shelves filled with books. Her daughter wandered ahead instantly, running her fingers along the spines of picture books. The sight should have brought comfort, but instead, she felt her throat tighten. Her palms grew damp. Her breath grew shallow. She imagined walking to the front desk and hearing a librarian announce that she owed a fine larger than her monthly rent. She imagined someone pulling up an ancient record with her name on it. She imagined judgment, disapproval, disappointment. Shame has a way of turning harmless memories into storms. She watched her daughter reading the back of a book with joy, and she felt the weight she had carried for 2 decades press harder. She knew she could not walk backward into adulthood the way she had walked forward into childhood. She had to face it. She approached the front desk with slow steps. The librarian looked up with a gentle smile. Her voice trembled as she explained. She admitted she had checked out books as a child and never returned them. She said she was prepared to pay whatever she owed. She waited for the worst. The librarian blinked once, then laughed softly, not out of mockery, but out of simple kindness. She said, "Those books were replaced many years ago. There is nothing on your record. You do not owe anything at all." Then she reached into a drawer, pulled out a fresh library card, and handed it to her with the words, "Welcome back." The relief came so suddenly it felt like a wave. Her chest opened, her shoulders dropped. Something she had been carrying for more than half her life evaporated in seconds. She was shocked by the simplicity of it. The punishment she had imagined for years was nothing more than a shadow created by her own fear. Her daughter returned to her side, thrilled with her own new library card. Together they wandered the aisles. She touched the books the way she had as a child, with curiosity and wonder. The guilt she once felt was replaced with something softer. She began to understand that the weight of a mistake is often heavier than the mistake itself. Before they left, she picked up a book on forgiveness. She had not been looking for it. It had been sitting on a shelf, waiting for her. She opened it and felt something inside her settle. For the first time, she understood that forgiveness is not only about releasing others. It is also about releasing yourself from the stories you no longer need. When they walked out of the library together, the sunlight felt different. Brighter, warmer. She realized that fear grows in the dark and loses its power the moment we finally step into the light. She learned that old mistakes rarely define us. Unfaced shame is the real burden. And sometimes, the doors we fear most are the ones that welcome us without hesitation.